So here we are at another tasting table, and the theme for this one is quick, taste it before it's out of season. And basically we've been so busy with mango season, we had a ton of mangoes come all at once, that we really, this is one of the first times we've had a chance to do a tasting. And unfortunately a lot of the varieties are no longer available. This is Carrie from the first crop of Carrie, which was our strong crop. We have a few left on the tree that are not ready. These are drops, and that's the second theme for this particular tasting, is we have to taste the drops, because basically for most of this fruit there wasn't ripe fruit available. It's a different story for Valencia Pride. This one is one of the early ripening ones, and a lot of our crop is going to be later. And this looks like Alphonso. Dot, which you know, we have been picking, but it joined its little friends for this tasting table. And we're at the end of lemon meringue or populae season. And then this is a small Doc Mai, and again, this is, we're still picking that, but it wanted to be part of this group too. So anyway, Scott, what do you want to, where do you want to start?
Let's do right to left, no, left to right. No, the other right, the other right.
The other right.
Left to right, let's do
We'll
left.
just like head east.
Yes,
Hey, we're starting with the
head
west.
towards the
And, so yeah, these are Carrie drops.
Oh.
And this one feels pretty darn good. This is two different levels of ripeness. So I think we'll taste both of them.
Okay.
And I don't want to fill you up too much, so you don't have to eat the whole slice. You know, it's not like you're, you know, get a gold star in your forehead or anything like that if you finish it.
I have stars upon stars.
Yeah. But this has a little bit of a bruise on this other side. I'm hoping it didn't creep over to this top side. Oh, no.
It did.
Yeah, it did. So let's see if I can do a better job here. Let's see. This is the fiber side, so let's see. Yeah, that one looks good.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
The Carrie mango really doesn't have much fiber, but if you are cutting down what would be, like if it were an oyster, it'd be the outside edge of that shell. That's where whatever fiber it has is there.
Where all the fiber lives.
Yeah, that's where it lives. And so this is the most fibrous a Carrie gets right now.
Ooh,
so
all right.
Not that it's very much, but we hit that one little patch of fiber. Yeah, melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not past its prime. You know, this
It certainly isn't.
This has spots on its skin, but there's also sort of a greenish tinge to the skin, and so it's got a nice, you know, just a little bit of tart going on, and the texture, once I got away from the bruise, excellent.
It's, yeah, there's nothing wrong with Carrie at all. It's just a really, really nice food. There's nothing bad you can say about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can. The things
okay,
there's a couple things you can say about it.
Okay.
It's it's difficult to pick the fruit.
Yeah.
Because it hides, and it's got a short period of time that you know is perfect to pick it, and then of course it drops.
Right.
But that's
as we've
about
seen
it.
here, half of the fruit is still edible.
Yes, yes, you know, you can
on the plus side.
Yeah. So this is a little bit less ripe.
Ah, okay.
And so we get to compare and contrast.
Nice.
So that's really nice too. I do like it when it has a little bit more tartness to it.
Yeah.
And it just melts in your mouth still. It's
really
not
does.
like it's firm or anything. This is probably a day difference between the two fruit.
I actually like them equally. I mean, they're very, very different, but it would be difficult for me to say I prefer, you know, the day later one or the day earlier one. They're both just really good mangoes.
Yeah, that's one thing that was sort of hard to get used to is there's not a perfect level of ripeness for fruit because you get to eat it whenever you like it, and some people eat fruit that's 4 days before ripe, and some people like certain varieties of mango after that point where they're ripe. Some varieties develop off flavors, and not many people like that. But try it, because it's like having two different varieties of mango when you eat it at two different stages.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So experiment around, and here we have Glen. Yeah, Glen is one of those that has a lot of fans, very popular variety, and it is usually on the earlier side of the season, and it's reliable and disease resistant. Well, so is Carrie, but
totally different flavor profile.
Yeah. I think of Glen as more of a fruity flavor, like traditional fruit kind of thing.
I get a lot of melon. I don't know why, like a cantaloupe, or even watermelon rind kind of. No, I mean,
not the texture, but
yeah,
most.
I don't know. It's hard to describe other than that. It's a very pleasant flavor. But there's a definite melon overtone to me that I enjoy that about Glen. It's quite nice. And the consistency is really nice.
So, this one looks like it's slightly underripe, but we'll go ahead and taste it anyway.
That might be a good thing.
Doc Mai. Thank you. Well, it's a good thing that we didn't sell this one. It was apparently a drop, so we don't. But I don't see any problem in the. So this could be sweeter. It's not at its full sweetness.
It could be sweeter, but I'm glad it's not.
But it's a more of a silky texture to it.
It is. And again, it's kind of a melony flavor.
And like with most Southeast Asian varieties that I know of, you really don't want to taste near the skin. But you are.
I just did.
Is that a flavor that you like?
I'm not.
The skin?
I don't find it offensive.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of curious to see what that did. It's not great at all. I gotta be honest, Doc Mai is not one of my favorite mangoes, but I like it at this stage of ripeness better than I like it when it's fully ripe. One of my criticisms, and this is just a personal thing of Thai mangoes, is that they're just cloyingly sweet, and I find myself like by the time if I was to eat this whole, but at perfect ripeness, by the time I was done, that's enough. I don't need anything else for the next week. Yeah, and it doesn't. I guess I'm spoiled by the punch of the other mangoes, where you get a really nice burst of flavor.
Yeah,
you bite into them, and
Doc Mai
is very mild.
Yeah, it's an incredibly popular mango, but it's completely different.
It is.
From
it's a very different
or whatever. It's
very different thing. But underripe is good.
So here we go with Dot, and this is a Dot drop. So we've got.
Don't drop Dot.
Yeah, don't drop Dot. So there might be a little bit of a problem with your first bite. I don't know.
I don't think so. One of the few mangoes on my list that got 5 stars right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a very rich mango. It's one that
Just so good.
keeps a long time in the refrigerator, apparently, for months. I have
Really?
not done that, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently people put it in the back of the refrigerator, and then after mango season, they hunt around and, oh, might as well taste that. And
Really?
it's very, very sweet at that stage.
I really like that's one that I don't know that I had tried until this year. And immediately it just
Went to the top.
Yeah, it went.
Head to the class.
It did. It became a fave.
So this is lemon meringue, and sometimes this coloration happens with lemon meringue, this green pigment under the skin. That's completely normal. There's nothing to worry about. This one seems like it's might be a few hours before ripeness, total ripeness, but we'll see. Yeah, it's actually I like this level of brightness a lot.
I do too.
Because it's got that tart thing going on a little bit more.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of lemon meringue drops because I'm out in the Grove and it's a good snack size.
Yeah.
And usually, there's only half of the fruit that's good after it drops, depending on how it dropped. And so I've tasted fruit that has been much riper than this that actually tasted like butterscotch, and I was like shocked by that. And it was like good butterscotch. It was like butterscotch without all the heart attacks in it or whatever.
I'm gonna let all of mine overripe.
Yeah. But try it, because they get sweeter as they get more ripe. Right. But there's this one stage that it just really tastes like butterscotch.
Wow. I really like lemon meringue a lot. That's a new thing too, actually. Last year I wasn't so crazy about it. This year I like it a lot more. It's just a really nice flavor. There's nothing that I can really criticize other than I wish it were a little less sweet. But if you get it at this level of ripeness, it isn't nearly as sweet as it can be. And that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't taste like a mango.
No, not at all. Not at all. And again, if you have a bag full of mangoes and you get to your lemon meringue, you're like, oh, this is a nice break.
Yeah.
It's kind of like eating something else.
Yeah, it's a different fruit. It's like, eating an apple and then an orange or something. It's just a big step to the side or whatever.
Yeah, there is that much difference for sure.
Yeah. So, this I think is Valencia Pride, and it's apparently was from the interior of the tree because it doesn't have a blush. So that could affect the sweetness. So we'll just see how it goes. Apparently it's all right with you. It doesn't have the full sweetness.
No, it doesn't. And I like that.
And you like that.
And I like that. If more Valencia Pride would like this, it would move up in my list. Because this is a really nice balance for me. It's got a little bit of fiber, but who cares? Very pleasant flavor.
Yeah, I'm missing a little bit of the flavor though. I don't think it's fully developed in the
Well, it could be a bit richer.
Pride normally is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Valencia Pride's a nice fruit. That just happens to be the one that we're tasting right now, and
that's a very nice fruit.
Yeah, but in another couple weeks, we'll taste it again and see what we think. So here we have an Alphonso drop, because we care, and it appears to be slightly underripe, which should be really good for you.
Which should be great. Yeah. Yep. I'm all about the underripe.
And it's also our last mango, so last of the tasting. So,
cheers!
Yes, we can all rejoice. So it's got a little bit of tartness for being underripe, but
I like
smooth
that.
and juicy
Yeah.
texture.
Yeah. A lot of resin.
Here.
Oh my! I like this level of ripeness in Alphonso. One of the things that I don't always appreciate about it is when it's perfectly ripe. It's really, really sweet. And so this is kind of the nice balance. It's still got all of the resinous flavors. It's still got the same consistency. The texture of the fruit is really nice. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's just like juicy. It's not like it's so underripe that it hasn't developed the sweetness or the juice. It's not all
not
the
at all.
sweetness.
It's very much Alphonso. It's
Yeah.
just a little bit less towards the sweet side. And that's really good.
So while you're
Yay.
enjoying that, let's look back on this collection of mangoes.
Okay.
What do we? I guess we did Carrie first,
Yeah.
and then
The two levels
Glen,
of
and Doc Mai, Dot, and that was. Wait a second. Get back
Yeah,
in line
Valencia
there.
Pride and then Alphonso.
Okay. So, thoughts?
If I were to rank them, I would probably put I think Carrie's going to be my number 2. I think, which one is this?
Dot.
Dot is number 1. Carrie is number 2. Glen is number 3. Hopuculi is number 4. Valencia, no. 5 is Alphonso. 6 is Valencia Pride, and 7
Got the
is
caboose is Doc Mai.
Doc Mai.
And,
Sorry, no.
there's two things going on. Of course, your preference for certain flavors.
That's very much my preference.
And this was not a completely ripe fruit, and so you
I'm
liked
not
that
dissing
about it.
I'm not
but
dissing
it's
Doc
like-
Mai. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, but Doc Mai fans would have eaten this later on,
Yeah.
and so it would have been a different experience. But everybody gets to have their own list, and
Yeah, and that's just my personal thing.
So yeah, for me, the standouts, of course, Carrie's good. I found the Valencia Pride a little lacking in its potential. Usually, it's much better than that. Like the lemon meringue, the poke play a lot, and the Alphonso would probably be what is that, number 3, 4? But yeah, those were the strongest ones for me. Was like the Carrie, not as much into the fruity flavors of Glen, but yeah, lemon meringue and Alphonso both a little bit underripe. Very good.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for helping us taste all these mangoes.
Well, thank you for allowing me to help you taste all of these mangoes. It's been fun.